I'm actually struggling to contain myself here because my mind is wandering to some of the most magical destinations in the world. I'm so desperate to get to the Eastern Mediterranean now. I think the way that you describe some of these destinations and what we can experience there, I'm all about the experience and the history and the culture and the food. Just a little bit maybe about the food. But we are back with our team from Imagine Cruising. Josie has been taking us through Imagine Cruising's unbelievable offering, a 9-night holiday beginning with a 2-night hotel stay in Venice before you embark on a full-board cruise on what looks like an amazing ship, the Costa Deliziosa, around the Mediterranean, departing in November 2020 for a ridiculous price of 19,999 Rand. That's mind-blowing to me. Okay, so you talk about some incredible destinations. Where do we go on this cruise?
Okay, so as I mentioned, we begin in Venice for a 2-night hotel stay, which I think is the best way to really do Venice. Obviously known as the floating city, you've got to fit in a gondola ride. Don't say it's too touristy. It's one of those things you have to do. And then obviously has so many other things to enjoy, like exploring obviously Rialto Bridge, the Doge's Palace. Legend has it you have to kiss under each bridge for the lovers among us, which is fair game. And then there's obviously one of the most famous basilicas in the world, probably, and definitely in Venice, is Basilica San Marco, where you'll also find a million pigeons, and your Instagram game will blow
Get your
up.
slow-mo ready, get your slow-mo ready.
Yeah. But there's nowhere else in the world like Venice. For me, it's one of those, like, you know, pinch-me travel moments. And I think it's great that you really sort of begin there and get a hotel stay, so you can just wander and explore and enjoy some of the food. We're big foodies. There's a lot of sort of classic Venetian dishes, one of them being the risotto al nero, the squid ink risotto. You gotta do it. Yeah, so that's basically how we begin. From there, you embark and sort of get on board the Costa Deliziosa, where your 7-night cruise starts with us. And first stop is staying within Italy. We head to Trieste, which is a little strip of land that sort of borders Slovenia. Really beautiful, famous for having one of the largest piazzas that is sea-facing. Actually, it is the largest in Italy. Wow. So there's the city hall that dates back to the 19th century, where the perfect place for people watching. I mean, you've got to soak up that culture, and also a little aperitivo, time to sunset.
Yeah, you want to feel like you're a local just for a while. So just,
that's it.
Yeah, put the brakes on, sit,
relax,
soak it all up.
Soak it in. So that's Trieste. From there, we head to Kotor, obviously Montenegro, known as one of the most beautiful bays in the world, and famed for its smoked ham, local cheeses, olives. That's sort of like tapasy. We love that.
Charcuterie.
Yeah, so a great place to just explore and soak up the natural beauty of where you are. I mean, Montenegro is like nowhere else on earth as well.
As seen in every James Bond movie ever made.
I can picture myself there, yeah. So that's that, and then from there we head to Katakolon, which is sort of more, obviously, from there we cross over to the Grecian sort of highlights. And this one's really exciting because it is obviously the gateway to Olympus. So Old Olympia, and the chance to sort of see the first ever Olympic site in the world, dating back to 2,000 years of history.
Wow.
You can wander the original track where the first ever Olympic Games was, and I just think that's incredible. Also was one of the ancient 7 wonders of the world, the Temple of Zeus. So this place, I mean, I don't think you get much more history.
Well, it's the beginning of our history, which is absolutely amazing.
So that's a huge bucket list tick in terms of travel. And then from there, we continue to the beautiful Athens, which I absolutely just adore. And so for Athens, even though the main defining feature is the skyline and the Acropolis, which, you know, it's the cradle stone of sort of Western civilization and where pretty much everything came from, although that stays the same, Athens itself is quite a vibrant, it's got a lot of pockets of modern living.
It's very continental, yeah.
Open air sort of restaurants, and a chance to really soak up that culture and that vibe is sort of offered up in bucket loads here. And obviously it's Greece, so you should be eating a lot of Greek food. There's a slow-cooked lamb. I mean, it's incredible. Keftika, for me, this is incredible. So you're getting all of those Greek ticks, and then you have a full day at sea to just enjoy the boat, which you should also a little bit of downtime. And then we head to a place that's getting a lot of love in 2020, and that is Bari, which is the capital of Puglia, obviously on the south coast of Italy. Really, really beautiful. Has retained its sort of medieval vibe, and the town planning has stayed exactly the same. Wow. That like contrast of like the incredible blue and the white buildings is so unique and special. Famed for also its great food. It's got a harbour which you've got to explore, barter, make some friends with the locals. they're bringing in their boats. You make sure they give you a good price for the local seafood. There's a lot of that happening, and then it's obviously just a great place to wander the beautiful streets and soak it up. Also, we're one of the first Norman churches called De Nicola, Basilica de Nicola. So much history there.
I love that. The fact that you can do a bit of research beforehand, you can kind of highlight spots and places that you want to go to, or you can just kind of completely explore, keep an open mind and just wing it, and stop at every street corner, eat something, and then walk it off as you go to the next. Absolutely beautiful. I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about a cruise that I'm not even going to go on, but you can. There is a fascinating array of destinations that you'll visit on this captivating cruise around the Mediterranean, paired with, of course, that hotel stay in the charming city of Venice. 2 nights you get there for the starting price of just 19,999 Rand. Probably the best price of any cruise that we've actually featured, I think, on the show. 9-night cruise holiday adventure departs in November 2020. You can book it now. Give them a call right now, 0861 777 245.